And I am live. Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to this, I guess, would be episode 2, following along the creation of an artwork. And today I'm going to talk mostly about putting together a composition. And yesterday I had discussed dealing with that empty easel, which is an extension of the blank canvas syndrome. And you can see I worked a lot. Well, you can't see that I worked that much, but I did a lot of research, and these are 3 different writers, and 2 of whom I don't really know much about. This is a commission. So I wasted a lot of time trying to listen to the Italian reading of one of these writers. And to be honest, my mind had a really hard time locking in on that. I had a lot of other things on my mind. But I got at least a little bit of a feeling of who that person is. So one of the problems with this painting is I'm taking historical photographs downloaded from the internet, varying light sources, types of light, because direct daylight looks an awful lot different than an overcast day or indoor light. So it's somewhat difficult at first just picking and choosing which of the possible photographs can I use from the point of view of image resolution, as well as, like I said before, the lighting, as well as just how do these forms fit together on a single canvas. Okay, so you can click back to the little Instagram video that I did. It's got a picture. You see 2 hands with pencils up against his face, and that was sort of one of those kind of Jimi Hendrix moments, like when he's playing Wild Thing, and if you watch him, you'll see that there's a certain period of time where his hand, he puts it up in the air, and he's got his guitar behind his back with his other hand, and the guitar's still playing. And why does he do that? It's because he can. So why did I trace this out with 2 pencils going like really, really quick once I get into the face? Because I can. And you could too if you put some time and energy and intensity into it. Okay, so anyway, I have decided, and I think this is what I'm going to go with, that I'm going to spread these people out. The original idea when you have 3 people probably sitting near a table is that you're kind of going to group them together. But these were all very, very radical painters and very, very controversial as well. So I wanted to spread them out to 3 sides so that their sort of status as something removed from the center is accentuated. Okay, now you can say, well, he's pretty central. It's like, yeah, in terms of this way he is, but he is pushed out from the spatial center of that painting much in the same way as the other 3 are. It's like this is a real compositional risk here, having a figure cut off like on the edge of the shoulder and up into that corner. But I think in this composition, it might be just the right thing. And, it could happen that I decide I'm wrong later and I might move him somewhere else. I do leave that open. But due to the fact that this painting is going to be a transparent painting, which means I have, hold on, primed the canvas, and then I've made a sort of texture, a controlled sort of splashing underneath, and I'm going to be building up like transparent lights and pushing back transparent darks, so that a lot of this sort of undertone and material here is going to come out. And what does that mean practically? Well, it means, one, I'm going to do a little bit more planning and drawing of this thing out before I start. Most of the time with my paintings, I'm pretty much an opaque painter for the most part. I do some glazing, but it's mostly opaque paint, which means you're covering things over rather than making thin veils of color that sort of slowly build up. But in this one, it's going to be a bit more of a thin veil of colors, just working monochromatically. That means with black and white and a reddish tone. So it's not going to be a full color painting either. So I've drawn these guys out. I've used as much of modern tools as was necessary to get me to the point, one, more quickly and efficiently, and two is what? Okay, let's leave two alone for the moment. So this is what I've got going, and I will probably next week share some of its progress with you and talk about how I got to that point. Please feel free to check out my website, which is www.paulbeal.com, and my Instagram is @paulbealart. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Happy painting.